Welcome back to another episode of the fucking Quotable Podcast.
Really, Dutch? Again with the F. Like, all you gotta do is say earmuffs, and you can say fuck, shit, ass.
Cock, balls.
Like, I'm just trying to make a point. You don't have to celebrate it.
That was actually really good.
I like it. That works. So old school.
Yes, old school.
You know what? I haven't seen this movie in a while, but I know that there's things from it that I've been quoting this whole time. Like, I think I knew.
Yeah.
Like when this movie came out, it's like you got such great quotes, like, you know, the whole Frank the Tank and "You're my boy, Blue."
Yeah.
And then, you know, just stuff like that. It was destined to be one of those movies where you're going to have these memorable lines that will carry on for generations to come. And I hope that is the case. Like, I hope the younger generations will get the experience and expose themselves to movies like these that I consider like classic comedies.
Yeah, I especially, you know, Dean Pritchard. Or, sorry.
Cheese.
Didn't we lock you in a dumpster one time?
I got out.
Yeah, good. I'm glad you got
Glad
out.
you did.
But one of the lines that he has in this movie that I use quite a lot is like if someone's like if I'm having a conversation with someone and they just start walking away, I'll be like, "This is me leaving. This is me leaving."
He's such a condescending prick in this movie.
He is, but he does it so well.
He does. Good old JP.
Yeah. Who's this guy? It's Cheese. You remember Rodney's kid brother? Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Cheese. But I do like how he does correct him. He's like, "My name's not Cheese anymore. It's Gordon Pritchard."
It's accepting that it used to be Cheese.
Yeah. So I'm assuming that when he was born, his parents were like, "This is Cheese Pritchard." So he was like, grew up one day and was like, "No, it's not.
It's like,
I'm gonna change it."
They may
to
have
Gordon.
They may have named him Gordon, but after a year or two, when he started to, you know, find himself, they're like, "There's no way he can live up to Gordon."
No. Cheese.
How's my little cheese?
Honestly, tell you the truth, this is one of this movie, I love the intro. It's basically just foreseeing Mitch's life. You know, he's in a conference that he doesn't want to be at in San Diego. He catches the early flight home, but his interaction going through the airport, just the metal detector keeps going off. So it's basically like a strip search. And it's like anything bad that can happen to Mitch is going to happen to Mitch. Like his whole life is just one gigantic fuck up or something, but not anything due to him.
It's like you don't see what led up to this point in his life, but just the way that he acts after going through the security checkpoint, and he just assumes the position because it's like this happens to him all the time or something.
Well, it's not even, I mean, then he gets home early and, you know, his girlfriend's watching like pretty hardcore porn. And he was like, "No, let's work with this." And she was like, "No, wait, I have to tell you something." And then here come two naked people out of his bathroom. And he was like, "Yeah, just a couple naked people come out of your bathroom ready to double team your girlfriend." And then you got another guy that shows up and he's like, "Yeah, no, I'm here for the gangbang."
And I've seen that guy in other things too.
Yeah, that's actually Todd Phillips.
I don't know what he's from though.
He directed the movies.
Did he really?
Yeah. He was the director.
Good
but
on you,
he was in The
man.
Hangover.
Good on you.
Yeah. So you have that happens to him. So he loses his girlfriend.
But what I like about that part, it's like after he's confronting, they're in the kitchen. He's confronting her about this whole thing. It's like, you know, please tell me, be honest with me. Please tell me this is the first time this has ever happened.
Yeah, and then she's like, "Well, do you want me to be honest, or you want me to tell you this is the first time?"
Yeah. But what makes this scene funny to me is she's standing in the kitchen smoking a cigarette in a bathrobe.
Yeah.
And then she seems genuinely apologetic about it. It's like she wasn't doing it to be vindictive.
Yeah.
I feel like she's just got a problem. And
well, it's funny because she's like, and that's what he says. He's like, "God, you have a problem," and she was like, "No, I don't." And it's like she doesn't. I mean, she's exploring her sexuality.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's what young people do.
But she takes a drag of her cigarette and she's like, I'm really sorry. And then she like blows it out the side of her mouth in such an awkward way. That part has always stood out to me.
No, Juliette Lewis she was, honestly, tell you the truth, I think that was perfect casting right there.
Yeah. She played that role really well. Yeah. I mean, you only see her a couple times in the movie, but she definitely had an impact for sure.
Yeah. So you have that happens to Mitch. Then the next thing, he's hammered at Frank's wedding, spills coffee on, the girl from high school that he was infatuated with.
Yeah, he had a big crush on.
Yeah, and then has that huge party at this house, ends up sleeping with someone that you come to find out is underage.
And his boss's daughter.
Yeah. So it's like anything bad that can happen to him, it's going to happen.
Yeah, you need to change his name to Murphy.
Yeah, exactly.
Murphy Palooza just didn't have the same ring to
Yeah. But I do like Beanie, his character, Vince Vaughn.
Beans, yeah.
And I just like his character because he's I want to say he looks at, it's like you'd like to think that he looks at everything on the bright side.
He does not.
Except for his marriage. But then even at the end, he justifies his marriage. He's like, I'm sorry. He has that chance to score with that college girl, and he's like, I can't do this. I'm married.
As much as he complains about it,
yeah,
he's not that guy.
Well, let me be the first to congratulate you, Frank. One vagina for the rest of your life.
As they're all standing at the altar, he's trying to talk him down off that proverbial ledge.
And it was funny, too. He's like, get out now while you can, while you're still single. And he's like, I'm not single. He's like, oh, she's 30 yards away. You're still single.
But I like Frank's reaction to this dialogue that Vince is coming at him with. He just turns around. I just want to thank you guys for being here.
But I like Beanie's reaction because he's like, don't even start with me, Frank. It's like, I don't have time for your bullshit. How dare you drag me to a wedding?
She's like, look at my wife over there. He's like, you think I'm happy? Look at the baby. Look at the baby.
Yeah. He was like, oh, yeah, there's my wife. Yeah, so, hi, honey. Look at me. She's always looking at me, judging. Look at the baby. Look at the baby. Look at the baby. It's like, do I sound like a happy guy, Frank?
But it's funny because even when Mitch is trying to give his speech and he's blatantly fucking it up because
he's hammered.
He's hammered and he has to bring up the whole fact, love is marriage is special until you take the early flight home from San Diego and you catch your girlfriend about to be involved in a gangbang or whatever. And then Vince Vaughn, he just steals the microphone from him. Yeah. What he's trying to say is love is blind.
Yeah. Well, what I think is really funny is I like how he starts that speech off because one, he doesn't have the microphone and you just hear some random dude like, can't hear you. So he gets the microphone. He's like, oh, yeah. He's like, yeah, I just want to thank Frank for having us here. He's like, yeah, I got to see Frank's dad. He's like, that's awesome. He came out. I haven't seen him in 8 years. And then you just see
I love
Frank.
You, Dad.
I love you, Dad. Says it so awkwardly.
He does.
So, but I do love at the wedding, right before they're about to get married, the bride and the bride's father are walking down the aisle. And Beanie is just ripping on marriage, how much he hates marriage and everything like that. But then as soon as, the bride starts going up the stairs, he goes down and shakes hands with the father. And he's like, it takes a real man to give away such an angel. I love you.
He's good at playing the role.
Yes.
I will give him that.
Yes,
as miserable as he may be. But obviously after this incident happens with Mitch, he's got to find somewhere else to live.
Yeah.
Because, that starts this whole...
Which is another great line that I don't think a lot of people ever really noticed. I noticed it the very first time I watched it. I think it was one of the funniest lines in the movie when they're like, oh, my God, you said it was close to campus. This is practically on campus. He's like, how'd you get a deal like this? He's like, oh, yeah, no, there was a professor that lived here for 30 years, and then he died.
He's like, awesome.
Yeah, and Vince Vaughn's just like, oh, that's awesome. And he's like, gives him a high five for it.
Like, what?
High five for the dead professor.
Jesus.
So, and of course, Vince Vaughn, he wants it to be like the bachelor pad.
He fully takes advantage of the situation.
Yeah, he wants this to be something where it's like, oh, I'm going to be here every night partying with a bunch of hot, naked college girls.
And he's like, you're gonna get so much ass living here. I'm talking
Yeah.
about crazy boy band ass.
Yeah.
And then like, it's like, it paints such a weird visual, boy
It does.
band ass. Like, you're not thinking of the girls. You're thinking of boy band guys ass. Like, you could have phrased it totally different.
I do like the. Like he walks into Mitch's house and he's like, yeah, no. He's like, oh God, I got a lot of great ideas. He's like, we could get like tropical with this. He was like, sand, like wall to wall sand. And he was like, sand in here? And he was like, I don't know, or foam.
Like, what?
So, it's such a great dynamic with everyone because, you know, Beanie is the one that pretty much says, hey, we're doing this. Frank's character is like, I don't care what we do. I just want to be able to do something.
He just wants to be involved.
Yeah.
Period.
And Mitch is the guy that's like, I don't know, guys. And then you got Beanie that's like, well, sir. He's like, well, okay, you sold me.
It's it's basically like it's going to happen whether you like it or not.
Yeah.
Because Mitch even comes home and
There's like
got
50
like
guys.
40 dudes in the living room and he's he's doing Rush. Like he's starting his own
Gentlemen,
fraternity.
look at this. The Godfather himself has graced you with his presence. The man, God, he lives here. He sleeps 40 feet away.
He's like, I've got a question.
Yeah. So, probably from the guy who won't get in. But.
Yeah. And it's that, what makes that funny is that you've got not just Vince Vaughn saying this line, but you have his head on the big screen TV behind him.
Yeah.
So you see it in close up too, where he's just immediately judging this.
Yeah. I do like his facial expression too, because you got one guy who's filming Vince Vaughn's, dialogue or speech to these young men because they were told you have to get out of this house now because it's for campus use only. Like we rezoned it, it's for campus use only. So Vince Vaughn has this idea of, well, we'll start a fraternity.
That's his loophole.
Yeah. So he was in. I like it. So you have all these people in this house that are all various ages. You have college kids, you have middle-aged kids, you have Blue, who's like,
89 years old.
Yeah, who's an old Navy vet. And when they even find his picture, they're like, look at this. He's like 90. And he's like, oh, yeah. He's like, he's like an old Navy vet, hangs around my store.
You know what I thought?
And he was like, God, is he okay with this? And he was like, oh, please.
He
old
won't
man
shut
River
up about
won't
it.
Shut up about it.
What I thought about yesterday, and this may be a really poor joke, but they were talking about, well, his name is James Blue Pulaski.
Yeah.
And they were talking about him having a plastic hip or whatever.
Yeah, the recipient of a brand new plastic hip.
And for some reason, I think maybe because as we had just watched Zoolander, that I think perfect name for him would have been Plastique. I don't know if that would have stuck, though.
It was still funny, though. No, so you have you have all these guys, but I do love that kid's like, I have a question. And he was like, okay, yeah, probably from the guy who won't get in. He's like, yeah, I go to school here. And he's like,
okay.
Like, whatever.
He's going to dismiss anything that this kid has to say.
I don't give a shit. And he was like, well, what do you plan on doing to help out the community? And he was like, that's actually a good question. Absolutely nothing. He's like, we will not give back to the community in any way, shape, or form. Like, this is just going to be a full-on house to hang out. You like, if you college kids do get in, then that's our affiliation with the college.
Right.
Because I think a good majority of the guys that get in are like in their mid-40s. Because you have these guys, especially at the end, when they're like, oh, no, when they get evicted from the house and they're talking, they find all these loopholes. And they're like, no, actually what he did was illegal. So we do have to go through academia courses and stuff. And then that one guy's like, academia? Like, I don't even go here. Mm-hmm. It's like, yeah. So
now, I wouldn't say that Mitch is necessarily pushover, but he doesn't seem to argue with Beans during his shenanigans. Like, he doesn't try to stop it very aggressively. Eventually he's just convinced to let it happen.
Yeah, and he does let it happen, and he takes it in gracefully. But I do know, you do notice the progression of Mitch's character as it builds up. Like, they start referring to him as the Godfather, which you can easily tell he doesn't like. He
doesn't receive very well at first, but then, you're right. As he progresses, it's almost like he's accepting that role.
Yeah.
And accepting the position that he's in, especially from his coworkers who want to join this fraternity so bad.
Which, when he walks into the little break area and he's like, hey, you guys want to be in that fraternity? And they're like, we've been waiting all semester for you to ask us this.
It's like these grown-ass men who are keeping tabs on where we are in the school term.
So he's just like, all right, I need you to do this. And then his boss shows up and he was like, hey, what's this I hear about you pulling these guys off the Sunshine Square deal and helping you with the arbitration? He was like, I told you 1,000,000 times I want them on the Sunshine Square deal. And he was like, well, if you listened every once in a while, you know I locked the Sunshine Square deal yesterday, so now I have their help with the arbitration. And he was like, okay, I just want to make sure you're on top of it. And he was like, yeah, so don't start riding me every 5 minutes and let me manage my team. And he's like, okay, then.
Okay, then, yeah.
Making sure you're on top of it.
Well, I am.
I'll see you later.
But it's like, this is a different side of Mitch.
Yeah.
We haven't seen yet.
And that's why they call him the Godfather.
God damn right. You sandbagging son of a bitch. But it's funny, his one coworker who keeps nagging on him about joining this fraternity, and Mitch is just in denial.
Yeah. He's like, I don't know what you're talking about.
He's like, don't worry about what I do at work or whatever it is that I do when I'm not at work.
Yeah.
You know, that kind of deal. And then we pushes him. Yes. Jesus, here I go with the, you know what? Fuck it. Yes, fuck it.
Yes, that's your answer for everything.
But I like when he slaps him.
Yeah, because he tells him, he was like, oh, I heard you hooked up with Goldstein's daughter. And he just smacks him and he's like, oh, he's like, that is not true. I'm sorry.
You know what line I thought of as soon as he slaps him, and just I can't remember what movie it's from. I think it's one.
Mr. Cummings.
I think it's one that we've done already, though. It's like, he's like, I've never actually hit anybody before, but I wanted to cause you physical pain, which is why he slapped him instead of punching him. But speaking of slaps, when Dean Pritchard slaps Frank later on in the movie.
Oh, God, yeah.
It's weird because he's got his wrist kind of bent backwards, and he kind of puts his whole torso into it as he comes across. It's like you can tell it was a fake slap, but it was just very feminine.
Yeah, and see, and that's why I love Jeremy Pivens as an actor, because, I mean, he's not just good at, when he talks, comedy with that. I mean, he's good at physical comedy as well. I think that, you know, because what's the other one? He had that bit role in Rush Hour 2 where he played that gay guy in the
he worked
the clothing
at the,
store.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's just so funny because he is actually hysterical, and I've missed him like terribly. I don't know where he is or what he's. Jeremy Pivens, please come back to the big screen.
Yeah, when he's trying to pick out what materials he wants to use for Jackie Chan and Chris Tucker's character, he's like, buttercream, croc skin, buttercream. Let me go get some samples.
He just does so great with it.
He was fantastic in that.
His character, because he's trying to be tough. And like when he's meeting Wang for the bribery.
Yeah, because she's the
she's the head of the student body council, and then she was like, he's like, well, he was like, you play ball, Chang. She's like, it's Huang. He's like, yeah, whatever. So how's the tennis season going?
She's like, oh, you want me to? Why would I kick those guys out? Like they throw the sickest parties. I actually met my boyfriend at their last get together. I can't remember what she said it was.
Like Hawaiian mixer night or something. But it's just. I mean, it's funny because obviously Pritchard is holding on to this grudge from
his childhood,
30 years ago.
However, whenever it was, because they didn't really say when they knew him as Cheese.
Yeah.
You can just kind of assume that it was probably around junior high school.
Yeah, I was thinking possibly even maybe grade school as well.
That's possible.
Yeah, because, I mean, if they are, which is funny because they all look like they're around the same age. But it does kind of, they do kind of look like, he's like, yeah, this is Rodney's kid brother, which you never find out who Rodney is. But it just kind of seems like they were friends with Rodney in junior high school, but Cheese was in grade school, but always wanted to go and hang out with him.
That's probably accurate, yeah.
Yeah. So it's just like, I mean, what are you going to do? Especially in that day and age. I mean, yeah, you're going to pick on the little one.
Yes, but I don't know if it is the day that Mitch moves in to this place where they have that epic party, but it seems like the way that they time it in the movie, it seems like it is that same exact day, and it's like, Jesus, Beans is just like going hard, like right off the get-go.
Yeah, which is funny because, I mean, if you look at the continuity error in it, on the poster, it says that the party is Thursday night at 9 p.m., but as Will Ferrell's cutting through the party, and he was like, oh, yeah. And then that one kid's like, oh, this is the guy I told you. This is the guy that owns the house. And he was like, no, it's not me. It's my buddy Mitch. And they're like, oh, come on, you got to hit this. And he was like, nah, I promised my wife I wouldn't drink tonight.
Now, flashback, you have this scene where Frank and his,
brand new wife.
And Frank is out toying with his car.
He's taking the restrictor plate off, but you got to keep that on the DL. Not exactly street legal. Got to give the
Mike?
Hey, Mike. Got to give the Red Dragon a little more juice.
Yeah, so he's out there and he's got the stereo blasting. He's got the engine revving.
Yeah,
super loud, and his wife comes out with a tray of iced tea.
Yeah,
and she's trying to talk to him. He can't hear her at all. But he's got a
fresh beer.
He's got a fresh beer on the top of the car.
It's like, I brought you an iced tea, and he's like, no, it's okay. I got a fresh beer.
But she was trying to make plans with him for that evening, and he's like, no, actually, I can't. I got this thing with Mitch that I got to go to.
Yeah.
She's like, why don't you do a girls' night or something? And
he's like, oh, you're the best.
Yeah.
So when he's there, they're like, oh,
well, she warns him.
Yeah.
She warns him.
I don't want any episodes of Frank the Tank.
It's like, honey, like Frank the Tank is long gone.
Yeah.
He's not coming back.
Yeah.
So he's concerned, even though he's able to drink at least a single beer.
Yeah.
We don't know if he had any more before that.
Yeah.
Without any issues. So it's like, what is he worried about drinking a beer at this party here?
Yeah. So, but when he's talking to the kids and they're like, oh, yeah, come on, you got to hit this. And he's like, no. And he was like, no, I got plans tomorrow with my wife. And they're like, oh, what are you doing? And he was like, actually, it's a nice little Saturday. So it actually would have been a Friday.
Yeah, it would have been.
He's like, yeah, it's a nice little Saturday. He's like, we're probably going to go to Home Depot and pick out some new drapes and curtains. He's like, I don't know. There may be Bed Bath & Beyond. I don't know. I don't know if we're going to have enough time.
Yes, and that line, come a few years from now, it's not going to have the same meaning.
So, and then, they're kind of teasing him about it. And he's like, you know what? I'll do one. And they're like, he's going to do one. All right.
But there is just a ton of people at this get together. And then there's one part where he's talking to Beans and he's talking about he's got like a band or whatever. He's got people coming on stage to perform, and it's like what, like a college band?
Yeah, you got a college. He was like, oh yeah, I got a student alt rock band. You're ready to come up on stage. He was like, I got more equipment up there than a goddamn Kiss concert.
Just make sure you can see the stage.
Yeah. But I do like how he refers to himself, because I think right then he was like, Mitch, I own 3 speakers. Or he's like, I own 6 speaker cities. He's like, I'm worth $3 million. That the government knows about. He's like, you think I'm going to lay down this kind of cheddar and roll out this type of carpet for a fucking marching band?
Right.
He's like, no. He's like, just make sure you can see the stage.
Right. And then at one point, you see Mitch standing outside, and then you see a attractive blonde girl come up to him, and she's like, hey, you're that guy. You're
Mitchell-palooza.
From the poster.
And he's like, oh, yeah. He's like, yeah. They're like, wow, this is a great party. He's like, yeah, my friends are just kind of re-releasing me out into the wild. And they're like,
what does that mean?
And he's yeesh. Don't worry about it.
It's like this is one of at least a couple scenes that I can think of where it's like he could have just been honest.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, I just recently broke up with my girlfriend.
Yeah,
and they're trying to, get me out of my funk or whatever.
They're throwing me this huge party to make me feel better.
That's it. He could have very easily said that.
Yeah. And did he? No.
He didn't say it.
Yeah, he didn't say it.
And I'm trying to think of the other scene, but I feel like we're gonna get there at some point, and it'll refresh my memory.
Well, it's funny because then you have Vince Vaughn, who's up there, and he introduces Mitch, and he was like, this is the one. He was like, this is the first of many get-togethers. He was like, we are celebrating Mitch He was like, he's like, if those of you who don't know who he is, he was like, he's the guy that's standing back there by the bar.
He's like, he's the very attractive, disease-free gentleman.
And so he's like, and then he starts talking about, well, Speaker City brings you this at these great prices, and then like plugs his store, which is something that,
why not?
Yeah, exactly. Why not? And that's when he introduces Snoop Dogg.
The one and only.
Yeah. And I did read why Snoop Dogg wanted to be in Old School.
Why is that?
Because he did it. So later on, because they were already talking about doing Starsky and Hutch, and he wanted to be in that as Huggy Bear.
Oh.
So they were like, yeah, go ahead. Like, we'll have you in this, playing yourself, and we'll put you in Starsky and Hutch. So that's why he wanted the role.
Yeah, and I think maybe some people who have seen this movie before but haven't watched it many times, they might still remember this part where Will Ferrell goes streaking. Yeah. But at least the line about bring your green hat.
Yeah. Snoop loop. And I guess Will Ferrell did consume a little bit of alcohol because he was intimidated. Because he actually did the scene nude, but he was intimidated being out there so close to Snoop Dogg.
God, I would have been too.
Yeah,
I'm surprised Snoop was okay being around naked ass dude.
Yeah, I mean, but that's how Will Ferrell is, man. I mean, dude, when he has a role or a thing that he's trying to pull off, I mean, when he commits, I mean, it's committal.
I'm trying to think of a movie that he's been in where he didn't at least have his shirt off.
Ooh,
because even in Saturday Night Live, he frequently had found reasons to not be clothed.
Yeah, yuppers.
It's almost like he's accepted the fact that he's got an awkward body.
Yeah, yeesh.
It's like when in Rome. But yeah, this is the scene that a lot of people remember with him going streaking, and then his wife is hanging out with her girlfriends, and they're driving around town. They happen to be right near the campus.
Yeah.
And they just see a naked dude running down the street.
I know. I do like that scene, though, because you have them driving down the street, and her friend that's in the back seat, she is so incredibly hot. And they're like, we got you the perfect gift for your wedding. And they're like, oh, come on, guys, you didn't have to do that. And they're like, no, we had to do this. They're like, this guy will come to your house and give a blowjob class. So automatically, you're like, oh, this guy's gay. Like, he's going to teach you how to give a blowjob. You're not Romulus trying to suck on the mythical creature's tit, if you know your Greek mythology.
Such a weird line.
It is.
But I like the transition of his wife's face as she gets closer to him. Yeah,
because and you even hear someone in the back there like, why are you slowing down? And she's like, Frank? And they're like, no way.
She rolls down the window. Frank, what the hell are you doing?
And then he's like, oh, hey, honey. It's like, we're going streaking. It's like,
who's going streaking?
It's like, there's more coming.
We're going to the quads, into the gymnasium.
Yeah. It's like, Frank, get in the car. Everybody's doing it. Get in the car. Okay.
The way he gets into the car, so fucking weird.
It is.
Even drunk, I don't know if anybody would get into the car this way. I mean, it's a minivan, but like he backs his naked ass, mind you,
like way up into the air.
Into her friends. You know, she's got two girlfriends sitting in the back there who have to scoot over to make room.
Yeah. Which, if anything, Leah Remini's character in the front seat would have been like, I'll get in the back and he can sit up here.
That would have been the
decent
nice
thing to do. Yeah.
Yes.
But she does point out, she's like, so Frank, how you doing? And he's like, oh, it's a little cold out there, huh?
And I like how he just looks down.
Yeah.
Immediately.
Hey, honey, you think KFC's still open?
So it's like, yeah, he may be drunk, but he still has the wherewithal to realize that she's mentioning his genitalia.
But how that anybody in that car could have kept a straight face.
Oh, I'm sure that took many takes.
Yeah, because there is no way. It's too funny all around.
especially the two in the back.
Yeah.
I mean, at least his wife and, I can't remember her name. They don't have to look at him.
Yeah.
They can look forward and not be aware of what's going on behind them, but shit. Yeah. Just being when Will Ferrell's presence alone, I think it would be hard to keep a straight face.
It would be very hard to keep a straight face.
It wasn't very hard in other aspects, apparently.
But I do like the next morning when Mitch comes downstairs and he's like, oh, man. Like, he's looking at his house it's trashed. And he's just like, oh, guys, like, that party got a little out of hand, huh? And I'm like, yeah.
Like, it escalated quickly.
It did. But not only that, you have, I think Mitch does say, he's like, I'm a little worried about Frank. I still haven't heard from him yet. It's like, Wes is like, everyone just got up. I mean, it's not like you've been up for hours and hours and hours. Like you're up, you're getting ready for work, and you're getting ready to leave.
It's like, and coming from somebody who woke up next to the blonde girl that he was talking to earlier that evening, he doesn't seem to recall, even getting into bed with her.
Yeah.
So to be worried that early on, it's like, why would you even think about it?
Yeah. I do like when he's having coffee with the girl that he actually likes later.
Nicole,
Yeah, Nicole. And she's like, and here comes this blonde girl. And she's like, oh, hey, Mitch, wow. She's like, I've been meaning to call. It's like, yeah, don't worry. My dad doesn't suspect anything. And then she was like, yeah, we got to go. We got this prom committee thing. And then she was like, prom committee. And he was like, well, look, actually that I can't explain.
But the reason why he's sitting down having coffee with her is because they had the birthday party.
Yeah, where he caught the boyfriend.
Yeah, he actually Mitch catches Nicole's boyfriend being inappropriate with one of the catering people in the house, in the restroom. And he lies and says that it was Mitch. Yeah. Because he doesn't want her hanging out with him.
Craig Kilborn.
Yep. So he wants to get together just to explain what is going on, not because he's trying to steal her from this guy, but he's trying to warn her that he's not who she might think he is.
I think that actually came up during when they're having coffee. I think he just wanted to see her because, he's starting to realize like, hey, all this shit's falling apart. Like, Blue had just died. You're my boy, Blue.
You're
my boy.
Yeah, during a KY wrestling match.
So, which, it's funny all in itself.
The fact that he had two of the frat brothers come to his office with a giant bag full of tubes of KY jelly because they said that they couldn't get the
industrial size.
Yeah, it would take 2 to 3 days.
Yeah. But then it's funny because she comes out and she's like, what's all this for? And he was like, oh, it's Blue's birthday. We're throwing him a KY wrestling match.
See, honesty is the best policy.
Exactly. She wasn't creeped out by that. She was just like, okay, yeah, well, I'll leave you to it.
Once again, when in Rome, have plenty of KY.
Exactly.
But yeah, that was a fantastic scene. Well, first you see Mitch wrestling.
Yeah.
This girl who was just very aggressive for no apparent reason. She kicks him in the junk.
She just wants to win.
Yeah. I'm surprised he didn't get a broken nose, but.
Yeah. And then he'd really look like his brother.
Yeah, that's true. Then he'd really sound like him. Well, he does sound a little like he, at one point in this movie, I noticed, he said, wow. Yeah. I'm like, holy shit. If you closed your eyes.
Yeah.
If you squint a little bit. Owen?
No way. It's so simple.
The shenanigans that goes on when they're doing the Rush thing, they drive around in that black van.
Yeah.
Just capturing the people who they decided to pick for their fraternity was funny as hell.
It is.
You got Spanish. I think Frank dives. I don't know who it was that actually caught him, but
I think it was Frank that dove and caught him.
They're all dressed in black, and they got pantyhose on their heads.
Yeah.
And they're chasing him. Wasn't he on a scooter or something?
Yeah. Yeah, I have my own incidents with scooters, but we're not going to talk about that right now.
I know, sore subject. Yep. Too soon. But yeah, I think Frank tackles him into some pond or artificial.
It's like the
fountain
like
or
a
something.
reflection pond or something right outside one of the dorms or one of the buildings at the college.
Then they find Blue at a bus stop in between like two other older dudes.
I like the other guy that they steal in front of his wife.
Oh, that's
like
right. Yes, they're at a grocery store.
Yeah, the grocery store putting groceries away, and then they grab him and throw him in the van, and Will Ferrell turns around and he was like, "You tell anybody about this, I'll fucking kill you."
She's like, "Oh my god!"
And he's like, "No, I'm kidding. We'll have him back by dinner."
But then he like grabs a bag,
Cheez-Its or something.
Something of chips out of her bag, and he like takes another look to see what else is in there, and then he just goes back into the van. That was well done.
Yeah,
right there.
And I think this is a good spot for a break.
Is it?
Yeah.
All right. I'm not going to argue with you.
All right. We'll be back.
Take it easy there, Dutch. Why don't you pace yourself a little bit, huh?
Okay. Yeah. You know what? You're right. All right. Sorry. A little overzealous. Sorry, guys. Sorry. Hey, mind if I ask you a question?
Absolutely not. But it's great to see you. Looks like you're doing great for yourself.
Okay. So we are at the scene with the initiation, which is actually kind of funny. You may be asking yourself why you're holding this 30-pound cinder block. You may be asking yourself, why is this cinder block tied to a string?
And I love how he calls it a string because it's a rope.
It's a rope.
Clearly a rope.
And your final question may be, why is the other end of this string
securely tied to my penis?
And the answer, ladies, is trust.
It's absolute trust. Do you feel that we've provided you with enough slack so the cinder block will safely land on the lawn below?
No, sir. Yes, sir. It blew.
Spanish. Do you think I want to see you die here tonight?
Yeah, that's what he tells Blue. He's like, and Blue. It's like, do you trust that I do not want to see you die here tonight? He's like, sir, yes, sir. He's like, you're my boy, Blue.
Thank you, sir. So they all do the about face.
Yeah.
And then after the countdown, they all drop the cinder blocks, and somehow Wincy.
Poor Wincy.
Poor Wincy.
That must be the world's worst manhole.
Poorly placed.
Yes. I mean, but God, a cinder block broke it?
If anything, the cinder block would have broke.
Yeah. It's horrible, this manhole.
But hats off to whoever tied that knot, because Jesus.
No, it's such a great scene. And then, I do like that they actually have to become a fraternity. They actually have to do things for the school.
Because Pritchard is doing everything in his power to make sure that they do not remain on campus. Because he wants nothing to do with this, just because he holds this grudge for however many years it's been.
Yes, he physically hates these guys. So I like it when he gets in touch. I can't remember his secretary's name. It's like Shirley or something Carol.
Something weird.
Yeah. And he was like, can you call security? There is a off-road vehicle operating on school grounds without a permit. She's like, yeah, they've already been called. He's like, well, call again. And then the guy comes in, his assistant. He's like, yeah. He's like, huh. He's like, how are these guys still a fraternity? It's been 2 weeks. He's like, well, yeah, it's really kind of funny. He's like, they're not an actual fraternity. They just applied for temporary status. He's like, they seem like idiots, but they're really good at paperwork. It's quite an anomaly.
What is this, some kind of a joke?
Was that supposed to be funny?
Are you a stand-up comedian now?
This is me leaving.
This is me leaving.
But as he's dusting a deer head or something, something stupid.
I like when they're marching, or not really marching, but they're running, they're jogging together.
Yeah, they're doing the cadence.
Right. And then I think Blue starts, and he says, like, I've been laid more times than God. And then he says something else about it's some Asian Pacific Island name, I think. I can't remember what it was, but I never knew what he had said until we watched it yesterday because we had the captions on because we're old as shit.
Yeah.
That's why we do it.
I don't know if everyone heard that knock in the background, but I just hurt my finger.
That sounded painful. I watched it happen.
Oh my God, it did. It's it, dude. Man,
We have made a vow. Like, whenever stuff like that happens, we're not going to edit it out because I think it just adds to the humanity of the podcast. and our I can't even get it out. How we strive for non-perfection.
Yeah.
Not like we're gonna go out of our way to like fuck up, but like if it does happen, you're gonna know.
Oh, it's gonna happen. This is not some mundane detail, Morgan.
Right. So they end up having to do this whole, it's almost like an academic triathlon or something like that.
Yeah. And it's funny because all this comes after Blue passes away, because they have to go through this, and Dean Pritchard is trying to make this just like the hardest thing that he can for them. And I do like Beanie when they're talking about it. He was like, yeah, he goes, we just have to show school spirit, we have to excel in academics, and we have to pass the physical portion of this test. And then Beanie's just like, okay, well, sounds great, guys, I guess I'll see you around, and just gets up to leave. And then that's when Mitch is telling him, he's like, what are you talking about? He's like, this whole thing was your idea, like you wanted to do all this. And he was like, hey, he's like, look, I built Speaker City from the ground up, I can barely read. He was like, these kids will be fine, they'll all land on their feet.
It's like, I don't even go to this
He's like,
school.
what are you talking about? He was like, you've ruined these poor kids' lives. And he was like, oh, come on, whose life did I ruin? He was like, let's see. He was like, Nicole hates me and never wants to talk to me again. Blue's dead. He's like, these kids are getting expelled. Huh. It's just almost, he has this look on his face like, shall I go on? Do you need to hear more evidence of this?
Like they're all hanging out in that one bedroom, and they're talking about like having to go through this whole thing, and then this is when Weensy's like, my mom's gonna kill me, and she's like, I'm pretty sure your mom's not actually gonna kill you.
Mom's not gonna kill you.
And she's like, yes, she will. She said, Weensy, you're the first person in our family to go to college. If you fuck this up, I'll kill you. She showed me the knife. I like how he falls onto was it
on Beanie?
What?
He falls on Beanie. And
it was Beanie, and he's just like rubbing his head.
Yeah, and he's like, it's okay. And he gives him a kiss. He was like, Mitch will fix everything.
He's the godfather after all.
I do like they watched the video of Dean Pritchard, and he's like, hey, we have confiscated the house, and anyone that was caught in this fraternity, you no longer go to school here. You have been expelled. He's like, I'm going to let this sink in. Okay, that's enough time. And you know what? God bless America.
What really dates, and I feel like this movie isn't really that old, but what dates this movie a little bit is the fact that when they're watching that video, it's on like the old school, like tube style television,
right?
Because it does a zoom in like on that screen, and it is very difficult to watch it on a high def television.
It is.
It really stings the eyes, not in a good way. So I've noticed that about some like older movies. It's like that visual does not translate well to high def at all.
I do like the note that Frank left Mitch on the house. He's like, Mitch, if you're reading this note, then you already know the house has been boarded up. The doors, the windows, everything.
All of it.
We're all at the Holiday Inn, apartment room 105 or something. And I think it says I think he ends it with much love, Frank.
But dude, when Beanie throws the birthday party for his kid,
oh God, yeah.
He's dressed up as a clown. This is when you meet Nicole's boyfriend, and this is when Frank epically shoots himself in the neck with a dart.
Yeah.
One of the best scenes in the whole movie, in my opinion.
Well, I mean, this whole thing is incredibly funny. You have Spanish, who's dressed up as the elephant.
This is like right when they cut to this party, you see him walking by in this costume
and he's
with
like,
the head
Spanish.
off.
Yeah, he's like, Spanish, what are you doing? And he's like, oh, sorry, man, I'm just going to get some water. He's like, man, this suit is crazy hot.
He's like, this is traumatizing for the kids. Put the head back on and wag your tail when you walk.
Yeah, he was like, you know what, you're right. He's like, yeah, wag your tail when you walk. Better than that. But then I like, you just see Frank's like downward spiral, and he meets.
Yeah, because after his wife catches him streaking, she's like, all right, well, this isn't going to work out. And she basically just kicks him out of the house. So he's been crashing at Mitch's house this whole time.
Yeah, and I like Nicole shows up with her daughter and boyfriend, who you meet for the first time. And he was like, heard you guys, what?
Started a fraternity
Started a fraternity or something? He was like, what do you just... And he was like, no, it's not really like that. He's like, so you just sit around and jerk each other off or something. And he was like, no, we don't really take it that seriously. But then you see Frank in the background, and he was like, Blue, my beer's warm. Drop down, give me 10.
Oh, no, it was, there's no ice in my lemonade.
Oh, yeah, something stupid. Just drop down and give me 10. He's like, sir, yes, sir.
When is it ever 10? I guess they had to cut it in half for him because he's 89 fucking years old. But yeah, this is where Mitch catches Nicole's boyfriend in the bathroom and all that stuff.
Yeah.
What I found weird about that scene is he's got one hand on her ponytail and the other hand like under her chin.
Like he's about to break her neck.
Like, why are you holding her so aggressively just to like make out with her? Very fucking awkward. Very weird. And then, he's like, you can't say anything, right? Bro code.
Yeah.
Or guy code or whatever.
Yeah, it's guy code. He's like, oh, what are you going to do? Tell? You can't. You know that, right? Yeah, it's guy code. But I like that he just like goes in the cabinet and gets out mouthwash.
Like, how do you know there's...
And rinses out his mouth, and he was like, okay, good talk. I'll see you out there. Just leaves.
Like, what's on your breath that you think you need a mouthwash? Out. It's like, yeah, good talk.
Yeah, good talk.
See you out there.
See you out there.
But yeah, you see Frank standing next to this trailer that's got like a little donkey in it, and then he finds inside that like there's like hay down in the bottom of it, and he finds this gun, and he doesn't know that it's a tranq dart. But then you see Stifler himself.
Yes.
Sean William Scott.
World's worst mullet.
Oh, this thing is epic.
Sorry, rednecks.
He's like,
yeah,
nice, isn't she?
Yeah, he's like, be careful with that. It's the most powerful tranq gun on the market. He's like, cool. He's like, what is it for? And he was like, oh, in case one of these fuckers gets out of line.
It's like, I get to take them down.
I get to take them down. And he grabs the little pony's like lead rope, and he's like, yeah, what? That's what I thought. Shut up.
It's just like very aggressive. It's like, I hope he didn't have to do that more than once. It seemed kind of mean to do to the donkey.
But it's so funny. Yeah, what? That's what I thought. Shut up.
It's like he's not doing anything. I'm pretty sure it's never done anything.
Yeah. But then, Frank cocks the gun, and he's like, whoa, be careful. It's like, it's the most powerful tranq gun on the market. You can pierce the skin from a rhino at 100, and it's just... it's right in his neck.
But it's like... He's trying to be so cautious, but then as soon as it happens, he's like, "That's awesome."
Yeah.
It's like, well, you sure change your tune real quick. Jesus.
It's like, wait, what? He was like, yeah, you should pull that out, man. That shit is not cool.
He's like, wait,
pull what out?
Wait. You got a fucking dart in your neck, man.
You're crazy. I like you. You're crazy. I'm so tired.
He starts walking away. He just like walks into everything. It's like, yeah, you may be tired, but you just...
He walks into a table and just like falls over, and he hears "Happy Birthday." Like they're singing "Happy Birthday" to his sons, or they're singing "Happy Birthday" kid, Vince Vaughn's kid, Max.
I like how they slow everything down during this scene because like after he falls down and then he goes to get back up, it's like...
He gets up and walks over, just collapses into the pool, but he takes all the presents with him.
Yeah, he falls over 2 tables during this whole...
Yeah.
One, I think, has the cake on it, or I don't know what was on the first one, but it might have been food or whatever. But then the second one, it's got all the presents, and he falls into the pool. Yeah, and then he has his daydream with his,
that he's back with his wife, and they're just on a beach, and she's feeding him strawberries.
This is such a beautiful day.
Yeah.
It's like, you look beautiful, honey. And this when they, what are they playing? They're playing Simon and Garfunkel in the background.
Yeah, Sound of Silence.
Yeah, which if you haven't heard the Disturbed version.
Yes.
Oh my god, it's so good.
It is.
Just look it up on YouTube. Like, pause this podcast and like look that up right now. You'll thank me later.
But it so and then he starts kissing her, and then it cuts to the widescreen, and Sean William Scott is the one that dove in and got him out,
Giving him
and he's
CPR. Yeah,
he's giving him mouth to mouth, and they're just making out, and he's like, oh, he French kissed me, and then he stands up and kicks him.
Yeah,
and
kicks
he
him
falls
back into
right
the
in
pool.
I do like after Blue passed away, and they're at the funeral, and when they're leaving, he's talking to his wife. You know, his wife Marissa's there, and he's like, "Hey," it's like, "Yeah, I thought." She was like, "I'm sorry, I didn't call you on your birthday," and he's like, "My birthday? What?" And she was like, "Yeah, last Thursday," and he's like,
Like,
He's
oh,
like, "Oh," and she's like, "Oh, don't tell me you forgot your birthday." It's like, I'm such an idiot.
but it's like he tries to take advantage of this moment to see if he can get back together with her. He's like, maybe I can come over later and we
We'll
can.
put on the Cisco CD.
I don't think that's a good idea.
Yes. Like, oh, what? And then she was like, "Yeah, I think we should get divorced." And he was like a real divorce?
No, a fake one. Yeah. But I like when the two of them they're seeing a marriage counselor, and
that is a funny scene.
they're
It's like, don't worry, this is
you're in the trust tree.
Yeah, you're in the trust tree right
so
now.
you can feel free to be open and honest. And
inside this circle, you can say anything, open and honestly. It's like, we won't judge you.
So this is when Frank, he's like, so the other day we were at an Olive Garden, and
It's a nice little dinner.
yeah, and I happen to look over and I see one of the waitresses, and I started thinking to myself, well, I wonder what kind of panties she has on. I thought at first maybe it's just regular white cotton panties, but then I thought, well, maybe it's silk. Maybe it's something new that I've never seen before.
Yeah. And then I like that she's looking at him. He's like, what? I thought we were in the
trust tree
with the circle.
with the lady.
He's like, yeah, no, we are.
I almost felt like the counselor just wanted him to continue. Like, I want to see how far this thing goes.
I do like that he was like, hey, it's like, I guess I'm feeling kind of freaked out, I'm only going to have one vagina, and just kind of like nods in her direction. It's like, for the rest of my life. And then when he moves in with Mitch and he's telling him, he's like, yeah, Marissa's going through some stuff right now. And then he's like, oh, you mean like you running naked through downtown?
Yeah, and some other things.
Yeah, and some other things.
Yeah, but like after he had moved in with her, this is when they have the scene with the blowjob trainer, whatever you want to call it, with Andy Dick. And he's got that horrible wig. It's like a Dutch boy style.
I know.
Wig.
It's so bad. It's so bad.
And Frank decides to come over in the middle of this whole thing.
Yeah, which is, I mean, it's his house too. Mm-hmm. Damn it, woman. You can't keep him. You can't keep him away.
But it is funny because, like, Marissa's practicing on her carrot, and Andy Dick is standing in front of her as she's doing this. And from Frank's angle, it looks like she's giving him a BJ.
Yeah. I do like that. He's like, you women keep working. I'm going to take 5.
Yeah, and he just goes into the kitchen, helps himself to a glass of water.
Yeah. Way to go, Marissa.
Way to give it 110%.
When I get back, I'm going to teach you something I like to call crouching tiger, hidden penis.
And this is when Frank walks in.
You ever see that movie? I liked it because of all the magic.
And the flying.
Yeah.
Frank tries to strangle him
with a dish towel.
You're messing with the wrong. Flips him over top of him and crashes down on the dining room table.
The coffee pot the tea kettle.
It was a pan, I think.
No, it was a tea kettle.
And smashed it in Frank's face.
I like that he's screaming, but he's pointing like right in his face. It kind of reminds me of like Invasion of the Body Snatchers from 1979.
But it's funny, like Marissa comes in, she's like, "Are you okay?" Like talking.
He's like, "No, I'm not." This was emotional for me.
Right, but when he's teaching the group and she sees how some are doing better than others, and
good.
it's like that's awful. Like, he's It's like
you're not trying to tame the mythological beast.
Yeah, but then he's talking about, he's like, that reminds me of the sailor or whatever. He's like, who prematurely popped in my face.
Oh yeah, and it's funny because like the girl laughs and he's like, oh, you think that's funny? He was like, yeah, well, you're not going to be laughing when a sailor just prematurely ejaculates in your eye.
Which is now why I have a lazy eye.
Yeah. Oh, man. I do like when Frank's going over there because he's calling the house and he was like, hey, hun, it's me. I was just calling and checking in.
He makes at least 3 or 4 attempts to re-record this message.
Yeah. And it's funny because he's like, hey, Marissa, it's Frank. Just, thought I'd be in the neighborhood and, maybe we could, get some
pie or a whole meal of food.
Or a whole meal. And he's like, no, it's stupid. And then, like he erases the message again and he was like, hello, Marissa. It's Frank
Ricard.
So dumb.
She knows who you are, Frank.
Yeah.
You don't have to celebrate it.
But yeah, no, Frank is, oh God, his character is so funny, especially during the chase scene when you brought up earlier that when Jeremy Piven smacks him. I just like it because the reason he smacks him, he's like, where is everyone else? He's like, I don't know. We split up. And so he just like smacks him as hard as he can. And they go busting into the classroom, down the flight of stairs, and then Jeremy Piven gets up. He's like, this man accosted me. You're all my witnesses. He accosted me. And then Mitch comes running in. Now, the way he runs away and kicks that door open and runs out.
That was good. The whole reason why Frank is chasing him is because Huang recorded him admitting to blackmailing her.
Yeah.
And
I know how blackmail works. I blackmail people all the time.
So she plays the recording to Beanie and Mitch.
Yeah.
And then Pritchard happens to pull up in his golf cart, which is weird. He grabs the recorder from her.
Yeah.
And instead of driving off in the golf cart, he runs away.
Yeah.
Stupid.
I know. But it's funny. So Frank and Mitch chase him. They split up. And Frank is the one that, gets that catches up with them. And they get in the fight. But it's funny because when Mitch comes running in, he goes to tend to Frank. And he was like, I'm so cold. I'm so cold. And it's like, he wasn't shot. He wasn't stabbed. It wasn't anything. It was like a slap fight.
Right.
And he's like, I think I see blue. He looks glorious.
Which is funny because in Zoolander, after seeing Derek do the Magnum, he also says, it's glorious.
Yeah. So he said, that's what he sits there and he was like, oh, he's like, yeah. And then he holds the tape from the recorder. He's like, did I do good? He's like, oh, you did real good. And that's how they bring down the dean.
Yeah, that's the academic decathlon. That whole thing, it was pretty funny.
Yeah.
They're all wearing earpieces, and Mitch gets his 2 coworkers to basically look up all the answers online.
I like that. I think the funniest scene in all that was Wincy on the pommel horse.
On the pommel horse, yeah.
That was kind of funny, but Vince Vaughn was easily the best. Smoking a cigarette, doing the rings.
Yeah.
And he goes up in the cross position, and he's trying to take a drag off of his cigarette and blow it out, but then he starts coughing. He's like, still holding.
Yeah, because he drops the cigarette out of his mouth. But it's like Dean, obviously being a dick, he decides which person was going to do which event, and then you got Frank doing the ribbon.
Yeah.
Dance, whatever the hell you want to call that.
Yeah, and then I like when they had the debate and they brought in James Carville.
Yeah, they get the Raging Cajun himself.
Yeah, and he's they asked the question, and I'm not even going to try and do
No, it's not worth it.
Frank's monologue.
Don't hurt yourself.
But it's funny because when he was like, all right, rebuttal, and they're all talking, and James Carville's like, we have no rebuttal. That was absolutely perfect.
That was perfect. Yep. Frank is like, what happened?
What happened? I blacked out.
Yeah, it's like, if he blacked out and he has no recollection of what he just said, why would he then be like, that's how you do it. That's how you debate.
Exactly. No, it's such a great scene. Everything about this movie was brought together, and everything was just perfect. I did read that they got Will Ferrell and Vince Vaughn that had agreed to do a second one, and it was going to take place during a spring break. Like they were, I guess, so it was just going to be like, instead of, I guess in this movie you could kind of imagine it being like a few months goes by, so they would have done everything in a week. But Will Ferrell and Vince Vaughn had got together and talked about it, and they're like, nah, it's just gonna seem like the exact same movie.
Right.
So we don't want to do that. And
Not to mention,
I guess I could have passed that knowledge along to the guys from The Hangover. So
yeah, speaking of which, like, I hear that they're going to make a sequel to Dodgeball, and I'm like, I don't know. Some movies just don't really need this sequel.
yeah, I mean, I'm kind of worried about it.
I am too.
I mean, I did see that Vince Vaughn signed on to do it, which I'm like, okay, that's great. But at the same time, I'm like, oh, man, I really hope this isn't.
Where can they even go with it?
Yeah.
Where do they don't need to go anywhere with it.
Yeah,
just like,
exactly.
so like at the end of like Old School, it's like Mitch, he's moving out, and it appears to be that Nicole is coming back around, and
Yeah, because she caught her boyfriend
she caught her
red-handed.
boyfriend. So she realized it was him and not Mitch being inappropriate. And
Right.
so it seems like they're probably going to start a relationship. And,
Yeah, because she wants to see the inside of a frat house. She's like, I've always heard stories about what goes on. He's like, well, I have the place for another 12 hours. So
I still have the white snake jacket.
Yep.
And I'm still intimidated.
Yeah. Hi-yo.
Ew.
Oh, there he is. I'm very aroused.
Nice doll, Frank.
Yeah, she's okay.
What do you guys think? Nurse or cheerleader?
Oh, yeah, the gift that she gave him for the housewarming. And then Beanie's like, oh, no, that thing's a piece of crap. It's like, yeah, no, I stopped carrying it 6 months ago.
Speaking of gifts.
That's a nice gesture, though.
Speaking of gifts, the Frank
That bread
gets
maker.
the bread maker
That
for
bread
his
maker.
wedding.
Yeah.
And then he tries to pawn it off not only on Mitch as a housewarming gift, but then on Beanie's son
Yeah.
at his birthday.
Yeah.
What do you think, Max? It's got 3 speeds.
It's got 3 speeds. Oh, God, what a great movie.
Yes.
I think we should go and watch it again.
Yeah, I'm going to go home.
Yeesh.
If you haven't seen it, check it out.
Yep.
If you have, watch it again.
Exactly.
You'll thank us later. Or maybe you won't.
Or
I
you
don't
won't.
know. I don't know. All right. Well, hopefully we're back in the groove, and we're going to be able to give you an episode every week like we were trying to do.
Yep.
And yeah, we need feedback. We're not getting feedback from people, so follow us on IG.
Yeah.
At Quotable Podcast.
Yeah. I mean, that's where everybody is nowadays.
The IGs.
You better believe it's.
Fuck Facebook. Fuck Twitter. I mean, we're on Twitter, but I still don't like it.
Yeah, I don't like it either. I mean, I haven't been keeping up with it just because I don't like it.
That's a good reason to not keep up with something.
Yeah, I mean, it's Instagram for some reason is way easier.
It is.
So.
All right. Well, another one in the books.
Yep.
And until next time.
Quotable Podcast.
Out.